one question that will be raised and answered before too long. Did Penn State miss something in Beau Pribula? I don't know.
They may have, man. It seems like they may have. I don't know either. We'll find out.
This is a Missouri team. Listen, I said this game was going to be a shootout, and it was 42-31. The defense in this game was non-existent. I'm talking close to 1,000 yards between both these teams. I mean, it was a total offense. It was an offensive showdown. But whenever you throw the football 39 times and you complete the football, your receivers complete it 30 of those 39 times, you're with 334 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, you're doing something right. So I don't know. Now, obviously, he did have a very costly fumble early on in this game. I remember watching a scoop and score for Kansas, but Missouri, they may have found something in Beau Pribula. Now, the downside is he's only going to be there for 1 year. The upside is you have him all year. How are you going to use him?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I will say Missouri found themselves down early, quickly. Like at one point in time, I want to say this game was 21-6, and then he found a way to make this happen. The battle was way back and do well. It seems like he's definitely something. I mean, his season stats he's throwing 617 yards this game and 5 touchdowns. To me, that's pretty impressive through 2 weeks. I mean, yeah, week 1 he played nobody. In all honesty, it wasn't a team worth talking about. But still, in this game, to throw 76% completion percentage and 3 touchdowns. He did take, like you said, he did have that one fumble, and that was big, especially at the beginning. But he really showed some guts going out there then and battling back and just playing well. I mean, being down 21-6. I definitely think this kid's really good, and I'm anxious to see how he handles the rest of this. I looked over their schedule briefly, and I will say for an SEC schedule, this is crazy, but for an SEC schedule, this is kind of a very weak schedule and a very doable schedule.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest. I think the hardest game on their schedule is at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I think Alabama's vulnerable this year. And I think they have talent, but given what we've seen, Alabama and Oklahoma, those are the 2 hardest games.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally I overlooked South Carolina. I'm sorry. I would actually go as far as saying I think South Carolina and Oklahoma are their hardest games.
Yeah, I mean, and there's definitely a lot of quarterback matchups that I'm excited to see here. I mean, we got Vandy here, Diego. We got to watch that, and I can't wait to talk about it. We'll touch it in a bit, but that Oklahoma, man, I can't. That's
John
going to
Mateer.
be, yeah, Mateer. I can't wait.
Yeah,
can't wait for that. But that's going to be a very good matchup.
And my Heisman pick, Lenora Sellers. I mean, for South Carolina, those are 3 fantastic QB battles that we're going to get to see down the stretch. The problem for Missouri is not Beau Pribula. The problem for Missouri is this team as a whole, because they were hurting themselves. 7 penalties for 70 yards against a I don't know, mid opponent at home. So what happens when you're on the road? Does that double? I don't know. They're going to get that under the wraps.
Exactly.
But not only that, but if you're giving up 31 points to the Kansas Jayhawks, listen, I know Kansas has a pretty good team. They have Jalen Daniels. They have some weapons for sure, Kansas. They're not the same Kansas team they were 10 years ago or, whenever Baker was beefing with Kansas on the sideline.
Yeah.
But if you're giving up 31 points to the Kansas Jayhawks, you're gonna have some problems down the stretch in the SEC.
Correct.
They're gonna have to make adjustments. You can't. Teams who win in shootouts almost, and I say almost because that 2019 LSU team, they had some shootouts, and we've seen what happened there. But teams that win in shootouts almost never pan out in the end, because there's gonna be a game where your offense is gonna lack their usual characteristics, and your
Yeah.
defense is going to have to show up. And if your defense cannot show up, if you can't rely on your defense, you put that constant pressure on your offense, it's going to bite you at some point in time. We're going to find out a lot about this Missouri team in week 4, because playing against a team like South Carolina is going to really tell us what this team is going to be like down the stretch versus Alabama. Because once you play UMass, once you play South Carolina, you get that 1 week off with UMass, and then it's on for the Missouri Tigers. I mean, it is just week after week after week. They have a solid opponent the entire schedule, really. I mean, there's really no letting up after UMass, so they better get they better take every single breath they can against UMass and do, iron out their playbook and how they want to attack the rest of the season, because after that, I mean, it's on. And that's not to mention, we don't know, they might be playing in Jordan-Hare at night. If Auburn continues to win and Missouri is still a respectable opponent, that might shape up into a night game. So they might be on the road in Auburn at a night game, might be on the road at Vandy at a night game. I mean, there's a lot of TBDs on these times. So I'm factoring that in with penalties. If this is a team that's going to get penalized a lot, you go on the road at night in these SEC environments, and you're gonna struggle. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Missouri does down the stretch.
Correct. And I will say, too, and something that's going to make the quarterback battle more intriguing to me is the fact that they only gave up 17, or their Kansas top rusher was the quarterback with 17 yards rushing. So that right there tells me that their rushing defense isn't the problem. It's got to be their pass defense and the costly penalties, the turn, and the fumble for a touchdown, the scoop and score you mentioned earlier. So I definitely think that it's going to be really interesting watching these quarterback battles. A lot of passing, a lot of through the air, and I'm excited for that. Now flipping over to Kansas, looking at their schedule, I definitely think that they have a couple opponents on here that may give them some trouble, but overall, this isn't a terrible loss for them.
No, this is for sure, at least in my eyes, this is a 8-4, 9-3 football team if they play their cards right. West Virginia, we'll touch on that in a second. They've got some problems they need ironed out. Cincinnati, they not a bad football team. They're not a team that's gonna, cause you a lot of problems. Their three biggest games remaining are Iowa State, Utah, the two they close out the year. So by then they should be established.
Yes.
I feel like Kansas State always gives them trouble, and Texas Tech is rolling. So or I shouldn't say rolling in week 2, but they've looked good. So we'll see how they shape out. But I mean, you have a lot of opportunity here if you're Leopold and the Kansas Jayhawks, because this, like you said, this is a very, very opportunistic schedule for them to take advantage of.